For more than a century, Venezuela has been rich in one thing the world never stops fighting over: oil. And wherever oil flows, power follows. This is not a story of bombs falling overnight. This is a story of pressure, sanctions, covert actions, economic warfare, and a nation slowly being crushed without a formal war. To understand America's actions against Venezuela, we must go back in time. In the early 1900s, Venezuela became one of the world's largest oil producers. American companies moved in fast. For decades, the United States had strong influence over Venezuela's oil industry. Profits flowed north. Venezuela stayed poor. That balance changed in 1999. Hugo Chávez came to power. Chávez was not just a president, he was a challenge. He nationalized oil. He cut U.S. corporate control. He spoke openly against American dominance. He aligned with Cuba, Russia, China, and Iran. For Washington, this was unacceptable. Venezuela was sitting on the largest proven oil reserves on Earth. Losing influence, that meant losing power. The first phase of the American response was political. In 2002, a coup attempt briefly removed Chávez from power. The new government was immediately supported by the United States, but massive protests erupted. Within days, Chávez returned. The message was clear: regime change had failed, so the strategy changed. When direct removal didn't work, pressure became the weapon. After Chávez died in 2013, Nicolás Maduro took over. He inherited a country already under stress. Falling oil prices, corruption, and mismanagement weakened the economy. This was the moment America acted harder. Sanctions began. The U.S. placed heavy economic sanctions on Venezuela's government, oil company, banks, and officials. These sanctions blocked Venezuela from accessing global financial systems. Oil sales were restricted. Assets were frozen. Supporters of sanctions said they were meant to punish corruption and restore democracy, but the reality on the ground was different. Hospitals ran out of medicine, food imports collapsed, inflation exploded, millions fled the country. Sanctions did not just hit leaders, they hit ordinary people. By 2019, Venezuela was in full economic collapse. That year, the United States officially recognized opposition leader Juan Guaido as the legitimate president of Venezuela, even though Maduro controlled the military, courts, and state. This was an unprecedented move. America seized Venezuelan state assets abroad. Billions of dollars were locked away. Oil revenues were cut off completely. This was not a traditional attack. No missiles, no troops, but the damage was real. Some analysts called it economic strangulation. Behind the scenes, reports emerged of covert operations, failed uprisings, military defections encouraged by foreign intelligence, secret meetings, pressure campaigns. In 2020, a bizarre incident shocked the world. A small group of mercenaries attempted to enter Venezuela by sea to overthrow Maduro. The operation failed instantly. The men were captured. 2 were former U.S. soldiers. The message was embarrassing but revealing. Venezuela was not just under sanctions, it was under siege. America justified its actions by saying Venezuela was a dictatorship, a threat to regional stability, and a partner of U.S. enemies. Venezuela responded by tightening ties with Russia, China, and Iran. Russian bombers landed in Caracas. Iranian fuel tankers broke U.S. pressure. China provided loans and surveillance technology. The country became a geopolitical battlefield, not for freedom, for influence. Over time, even critics of Maduro admitted something uncomfortable. Sanctions were not removing the government. They were destroying society. By 2022, the U.S. quietly eased some restrictions, not because Venezuela had improved, but because global oil markets were under stress. Principles bent when oil was needed. Today, Venezuela remains fractured. The government survives. The opposition is weakened. The people pay the price. This is the modern face of warfare. No invasion, no declaration, just pressure until a nation breaks or adapts. America did not drop bombs on Venezuela, but it attacked in a different way, through money, through markets, through power. And the question remains unanswered. Did it defend democracy or did it protect interests? History will decide. But the scars are already there.